Frohlick from ActionSA said something that really struck me. She asked why middle class and wealthy South Africans are so comfortable hiring illegal immigrants, even though South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world. Highest unemployment rates in the world. So, why are South Africans continuing to hire illegal immigrants even though South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world? If your country has one of the highest unemployment in the world, that as a business should actually raise a lot of concerns and alarm. And you cannot be happy to live amongst poverty. And I'm going to listen to her and get you all to listen to what she has to say because it's very important conversation and it's very important discussions about this.
Various messages of an increase in theft in our communities. But it seems that nobody is discussing the issue of who we employ. Who we employ to work in our homes, who we employ to work in our businesses. That conversation doesn't seem to be at the same level as the issue of crime and the concern around that. Our local communities often are then targeted as being the perpetrators of these crimes, when in fact many of us know that the informality, specifically in and around our suburbs, is growing, with an alarming number of undocumented foreigners who are residing in these informal settlements, who fires that are being lit at night time, smoke, noise, etc. And residents are crying out saying, how come there is no law enforcement? Why is the city not doing anything about these informal settlements that are mushrooming all around? And I do wonder, why don't we actually stop and ask ourselves why are we employing illegal foreigners to work in our homes and in our businesses? Have we thought about where they live? Have we asked them where they live? Have we thought whether what they're earning is sufficient in order for them to afford decent accommodation? And
Yes, that's a true question, this one. Yes, have you asked that question when you employ them? That's because she pointed out something important that you all need to think about. Many of these undocumented people, they live in shacks. They create these shacks, that many shacks you see there. About 90% of those shacks are illegal immigrants who live in those shacks in South Africa. And when crimes happens in neighborhoods, in those surrounding suburbs, they can't be traced. And we know why, because they are not even registered in the system. No fingerprints, no accountability. And that got me really thinking. This is about more than just jobs. It's about citizenship. If South Africans are unemployed, fewer people are paying tax. That means your roads don't get fixed or infrastructure likely to collapse and services will break down. Citizenship, it's about accountability. It's about building safety in our communities. We're building safety in our community by empowering our communities, even in here in Australia and in South Africa, by employing people and people who are mostly marginalized in your community, by uplifting them, by providing them with skills. The people who are part of the same system of the law and responsibility. People must be the part of the same system of the law and responsibility. I'm a dual citizen, Australia and South African. So I have dual responsibility of citizenship here in Australia and South Africa. This is an important conversation for you guys to think about, because the truth is, many South Africans are compromising their family safety and their community's well being just by avoiding paying the minimum wage. That's actually not a shared responsibility. That is not a shared citizenship. That is lawlessness, and that is autocracy. The autocracy ruled by selfish interest instead of the rule of law. This is what you all South Africans being subjected to in this way of illegal immigrants, because the people that are illegals are not in the same system of law and responsibility. They're illegals because they jumped the border, they didn't go through the door, they didn't go through the gate. That is autocracy. When people, citizens, they're compromising the safety of their family, often these people work in their homes, as she said, they work in and they live around the communities, then compromises the very same communities and well-being. This is autocracy, ruling by selfish interest, behaving in a way that is not in line with citizenship. It's in line with selfish interest instead of rule of law.
Problem to the city demanding answers. And I just again want to encourage South Africans. We need to protect our country. We need to ensure that we are reserving jobs for our people, so that that they can start contributing to our system through taxes, and with those taxes that we can start providing the services that our constitution requires of us to provide. And if that means that we might have to upskill our young South Africans, then we need to do that for the future of this country. Because as long as we are outsourcing these jobs to illegal foreigners, we do not have fingerprints. We have no means of tracing how many are in our country. And when crime does happen, those cases are thrown out because there are no IDs. The change begins with us by prioritizing the employment of South Africans first. We are then contributing to the building of our cities, to our economy, to our society. And we are directly actually combating this issue of mushrooming informal settlements. And when crime does happen, if everyone has documents, then we'll be able to arrest those people, put them in prison, and ensure that our communities become safe. So please do consider employing South Africans first. Thank you.
That's true, what she said. It's actually true, and it's something that you all should think about doing, because it's very important that you really look at this issue of unemployment broadly, really broadly. You cannot afford to undermine the very meaning of citizenship, with it, which is actually a shared responsibility. If we really want a better South Africa, if we want to have a really inclusive society, we have to put our own people first and enforce our laws without any compromise. So, ActionSA is one of the party in South Africa. It's a centre-right party. There's a lot of parties in South Africa, so this one is one of them. And yeah, they have a very good leadership in Tshwane, I must say that. Dr. Nasipa Moyo is doing a fantastic job in Tshwane. And yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff about her, that she's really good, and I can see she works. I can see the progress that's been reported, what she's been doing there, and this has to continue. This has to continue. And we don't see anything that's happening within the DA, even though the DA is part of GNU. There is nothing that we're seeing that's happening that's good, that's governance related for DA, even though they have a very important portfolio, which is Home Affairs. And there's a lot of I'm very concerned with that because it looks like they are controlling Home Affairs just like they've governed Cape Town in a very selective elite group, meaning the prioritization of visa or digital nomads was really a wrong way to do it because that was not a priority. The priority has always been around securing the border, not to deal with the issue of visa, digital nomad, and yada yada. So you can see how they continue with this very wrong way of governance. That's why DA is still at 22%. And I don't see that DA is going to go up higher. I know that they've done a polling in the last couple of days. I've been raving about that polling. They'll be around 40 or something. I don't see that 40. I see them even collapsing just like the ANC. And the reason why they'll collapse like ANC is because they are another version of the ANC, the DA, another version on the right side version of the ANC. They are ridiculously and hopeless in governance. You can see Cape Town. Cape Town is bad. Cape Town is bad. It's bad because it's only beautiful in certain selected cities. When you're in government, the rule of law applies to everyone. Doesn't apply to selected few. Like I said, my concern with them having this important role of home affairs, and that now they have actually um, sectioned this home affairs in for instead of providing services for citizens, it's now an elite home affairs. It's elite home affairs. Forget about the needs of the citizens about using their own home affairs. And this very thing of home affairs, it's going to be the one that's going to even lower their vote share. There's a lot of party in South Africa. So South Africans have a lot of choices. Like this one, there's the ActionSA is good one. There's ATM. There's a lot of parties people can vote for. But I would say for you all, you must be strategic now how you vote. Okay, you need to be strategic how you vote now. Parties that really promote citizenship, sovereignty, rule of law, and generally good governance and fair go for everyone, including legal migrants, not illegals one, but legal ones that actually have sound laws that respect the dignity of everyone. Those are the party you need to consider. You need to consider those party. Dudula is one of them. I've put Dudula up there higher with ActionSA. I've put ATM as well. ATM is also good. Uh, and I also put another one, another party, is another one. I forgot what the name of that party, but it will come to me. But also, I would also urge you to consider other party like the VF Plus. The VF Plus is actually it's been surprisingly good, better than DA. Yeah, it's been surprising way better than DA VF Plus. The minister of what's it called? This I always forget. It's this portfolio. Dr. Hunewald, he's really been good in his portfolio. He's been really good. The Minister of Correctional Services, yeah, has been fantastic. So it's about delivering services to the community. And I think a lot of people will be voting for VF Plus. And what they've done in the past, they've just promoted this Donald Trump nonsense. Uh, and that is going to be a big problem. I don't see them getting higher than the 22%. I see them staying there or even just going down a bit. And I see other parties like VF Plus, ActionSA rising, rising, and the ANC is not definitely one thing they've got it right in this one is that ANC is going down, but those votes are not going to DA. They're not going to DA. Normally, when the main party lose votes, the votes go to the opposition. Not in South Africa, and I don't think this would happen. I think vote will go to other parties that have demonstrated that they can govern. Governance is what the citizens are looking for. They're not looking for this chaos. If they're able to demonstrate that, the ActionSA is able to continue with this trajectory, I see it also winning a lot of seats. And that, yeah, I see it next year winning a lot of these metros, and they should because they're very good at governance. They've demonstrated that in Pretoria that they can do it. And they're great is because they have good selections of good candidates. They select their candidates based on skills and competency, not because they are comrades. Now, the candidates, they're very great citizens. They're very competent in their own right. And this is what you need to look for. These are the quality of leaderships you should look for when you vote. You don't want to be far for like Americans who voted for Donald Trump. They are now regretting it. So be careful because votes have consequences. Thank you guys for listening. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Until next time, see ya.